Hello and welcome to the Herbalist Apothecary. This is Stefan Jorgensen, herbalist. Today I'd like to talk to you about a plant that you'll see flowering all over the place at the moment, in fields, alongside the road. It's about 6 inches high and it's red flowered, pinkish flowered, and it is red clover. Hooray for red clover. Red clover it smells of honey. It's about 6 inches high that it grows, and it is always surrounded by bees, flies, any sort of flying insect. They actually go mental, crazy altogether for for the nectar that's inside this. It is an alterative, like we spoke about before. It alters the blood. It's like a blood cleanser. So it helps with the better functioning of the body, so it keeps it all flying in great order. It is a nutritive herb. Just this by itself, it contains calcium, it's magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, vitamin C, niacin, thiamine, and what else? Isoflavones. So it actually helps with menopausal conditions like hot flashes, night sweats and stuff like that. And it also is very nourishing if you're trying to get pregnant. It's one of those plants that you will need to assist with that. It is also an expectorant, and for any sort of cough that you need to lift up. Okay, this thing mixed with colesfoot. Wonderful to lift anything out of the chest at all. You'd also use a couple of other plants as well in there to sort of like aid with that. It's also used for dry, scaly skin conditions, so absolutely wonderful for psoriasis and eczema. It's one of those plants as well that slows down fat growths in the body. It's used for one of the plants. It's also one of the cancer plants. So particularly for breast cancer, lymphatic system cancer as well. Mastitis, even in cows, red clover, it'll bring down all of the inflammation and stuff, so it's wonderful. It is one of the plants that you can make a really good nourishing tea out of, and people in the past couple of posts have sort of said to me, Stefan, tell us how to use it, like what parts are you using, how can I use it, how can I get the best out of it. And usually for people who are not really informed too well about plants and stuff like that, a tea, but make sure first of all that you absolutely know what plants you're picking, and have someone who is, if you can get a really good book with really good pictures in, with descriptions of it, like plant height and everything else, that's what you should use. Or else do a course with a reputable herbalist, someone who is working with clinics and stuff like that, so they'll really put you in the right place, so you don't harm yourself or anybody else. So to make a tea out of it, the top little parts of the flowers, just here, that's it. That part, you remove that, put them into a teapot, cover with boiling water, leave for 10 to 15 minutes, and that's usually the sort of steeping time for any sort of a herbal infusion. 10 to 15 minutes, and drink it. And you'll get all those nutrients out of it then, the calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, vitamin C, the whole thing, yeah? And it'll nourish you, it'll keep you going. It's one of the ones about like nettle, oat straw, that's comfrey, are the ones that real good nourishing local native plants. So what else about red clover? Yes, there's a couple of things about it. For kids who are hyperactive, who can't seem to sleep, or hard to go to sleep and stuff, this red clover is a wonderful mild sedative for them. It won't, if adults take it, it has absolutely no effect on them at all, but it's one of the ones like chamomile and stuff. Red clover is one of the ones, it will bring that down and sort of like calm them down and aid them into a nice sleep, calm down the system as well. I wouldn't use it with if you're pregnant, but if you're wanting to get pregnant, absolutely. This with a couple of other herbs as well that you can, herbalists can supply for you after consultation. I wouldn't use it with hypothyroidism. That's a slow thyroid. If you're breastfeeding, I wouldn't use that either. But it's also a blood thinner, as well as being a blood cleanser. So if you're on any blood thinning drugs like warfarin or anything like that, then this is the one you've got to be careful with. This is a blood thinner, as is dry nettle, and so is meadowsweet, so you've got to sort of like watch what you're doing. I hope this is interesting for you. I want to say thank you as well so much to all the people who keep sending me little messages, sort of saying thank you so much for putting these videos together and sort of making posts of them. You find it so interesting, and I just want to help educate people about what's around them and sort of like respect the plants. And even though you're walking across them and on them and stuff like that, that you actually know that these things are, it's not just another useless thing. So all plants have some medicinal properties, whether they're poisonous, whether they're good for you or whatever. And that's one thing, if you're really interested in this stuff as well, do a course, buy books, do courses on the stuff. There's lots of them out there, lots of herbalists that are running courses, and particularly now this time of the year, everything's starting to come into flower, so you'll be overwhelmed with the amount of medicine that's just under your feet. So thank you so much once more, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Have a fantastic day, enjoy the plants and say hello to them. Bye bye. Thank you very much.